Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And Good Morning Keys, Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys, still a little chilly here, 57 degrees on our way to 66, mostly sunny today, tonight 59, partly cloudy. For tomorrow, though, 72 and sunny. Let me see, Sunday, 70 degrees and sunny, not bad, 72 on Monday, 74 on Tuesday. That's good news. That should brighten some people's moods as we say good morning to Maureen Dunleavy. She's Senior Regional Vice President for the Guidance Care Center, the Florida Keys. Good morning to you, Maureen.
Good morning, Michael.
Hi there. Thank you so much for being here. So, uplifting the human spirit in the Florida Keys, the Guidance Care Center, for more than 50 years, providing a multitude of services for those here in the Keys.
Absolutely. We're celebrating our 53rd year in the Florida Keys, and we have all sorts of services, everything from Key West to Key Largo, dealing with prevention, mobile crisis response, detox, and have the only assisted living facility for mentally ill folks in Marathon.
Yes, well, and mobile crisis response teams, the 800 number, suicide prevention, all of those go into what Guidance Care Center does for our community. And the list really is almost too numerous to mention, but we do encourage people to go to guidancecarecenter.org to find out more about that. Maureen, let's talk about current events, if we might. There's so many things in the news, so many things happening around us, whether it's locally, nationally, internationally, et cetera. So let's talk about that. What does that do to one's mental health and well-being?
Well, I think it's very important to recognize that things that happen in our world, even if they don't happen in our specific community, impact our mental health, right? We talked about that our mental health is on a continuum, and so we all have it, and we all, they function in a different place depending upon what stressors we have. And of course, world events and community events can definitely be stressors. Also, I think it's really important to mention with the footage that we see on TV or we read in the newspaper, a lot of the videos that are out there where they replay the same information over and over again can really be, traumatizing and worrisome and increase people's fears.
Okay, so how do people cope with that then? Is there a mechanism or some type of way of looking at these things, or maybe just try to avoid them altogether? Or what might it be?
Well, there's definitely always things that you can do. So the important thing is to focus on what is within your control. So much of it, what happens in life is completely outside of our control. We can't control the weather. We can't control what's happening in Washington, D.C. All we can control is our own, choices, which are how we think about things and the actions that we take. So I think that's one really important point. And we've talked about before, really making sure that we have many tools in the toolbox to be able to cope with what the world is bringing us. And some of those tools are free, like we've talked about, something as simple as getting out in nature, going for a walk, looking at the ocean, other things like trying to focus on gratitude and what things are going right. And then, of course, limiting the news is really important too sometimes. So if you're finding you're really affected by what's happening, to really just, make that choice for yourself that I'm going to step away from it for a while, because that break can be huge. I mean, we've talked about that, if 10 good things happen today and one bad thing happens, what is our natural tendency to call people and talk about? One bad thing.
Yes. Unfortunately, that is the case. So the glass is half full versus half empty. It really does help to keep it half full. And obviously, we cover a lot of the news and try to keep people informed, but we try to bring positive news their way too. And that's why we're speaking with people like you. It's Maureen Dunleavy, Regional Senior Vice President of Guidance Care Center of the Florida Keys, 53 plus years of providing services to our community. And let's also remind people one way to not cope with things, one way that we should not be doing this is through substance abuse. If you do need help, there's treatment and rehabilitation services available through Guidance Care Center.
I think that's a really important point. So oftentimes too, people may, reach for a glass of wine or alcohol in order to cope with what's going on. It's important to note that alcohol is a depressant. So oftentimes when you're like trying to escape what's going on in the world because it's impacting you greatly, drinking actually makes it worse. It's going to make your depression worse. It's going to make your anxiety worse. And because it's gonna cloud your mind, and it's gonna, obviously, change your perspective. And so it's really important to stay grounded in the now and what's within our control. And then the other thing we've talked about before, the challenge is if you're already feeling hopeless or you're feeling like you want to end your own life, if you are drinking on top of that, that's going to exacerbate, make it worse. And of course, then if you have access to a firearm, that even is going to make it more deadly, where you may make a decision that you can't take back.
Maureen Dunleavy, she is with us. She is the Regional Senior Vice President, Guidance Care Center, online at guidancecarecenter.org. And again, a reminder that these services, which are even too numerous to mention, seeing as you treated over 7,000 adult clients alone, let alone the youth of our community. Again, there's so many services available. You go to guidancecarecenter.org to learn more. And treatment and programs are available no matter what one's age or income or socioeconomic status, let's say.
Correct. So please do not reach out, not reach out for help because you're worried about having to pay for it. We help people whether you can pay for it or not. I think it's really important when we talk about mental health to recognize that because it's on a continuum, we all have the capacity to get to the point where things seem hopeless and we don't see a way out. So that doesn't make, that isn't those people, that is all of us. Yes. And if someone starts to think about, ending their own life, that's the time that we really need to reach out for help, because we don't want to lose one more life in this community. So we have a 24/7 hotline to be able to connect with our mobile crisis response team, definitely for anyone who's feeling suicidal, but also if there's other crises going on, a tragic event, just having difficulty cope, they can reach a live person 24/7. And that number is 305-434-7660. And then as soon as the script starts, you don't have to listen to all the different options. You just press option 8 and it will connect you to a live person. Of course, if you just want to know what's available in your community through the Guidance Care Center, we've got 3 sites. You can listen to the script and it'll go through all the programs and services.
Well, Maureen, I know you have limited time here this morning. We appreciate your time spending it with us. And there's so many, I guess it is really important to emphasize that no matter what you're going through as an individual or even as a family, you're not alone. There is help out there, and Guidance Care Center can direct you to that help or even provide that help. It can be very easy to get overwhelmed in today's world, as we kind of started the conversation. And I find it helpful just to try to digest things one thing at a time. If you start to think of the overall picture of everything, it just becomes very, very overwhelming. But sometimes it helps to not multitask, I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely. And going down the path of what ifs doesn't help you. And so it's important also for listeners to realize that anxiety really is, either overestimating how likely something is going to happen or underestimating our ability to handle it. So that means that most of the things that occur or that we worry about occurring never happen. And if they do happen, we are better able to deal with it than we give ourselves credit for. So, again, I would encourage everybody to go to guidancecarecenter.org to see what services are available in the Florida Keys. And again, the 24-hour hotline is 305-434-7660 and then number 8.
Well, Maureen, this is always so helpful, so enlightening, so uplifting spending time with you. Maureen Dunleavy, she's Regional Senior Vice President, guidancecarecenter.org. It'd be helpful to just have a daily conversation with you. There's so much to be learned from you and your entire team, but you can learn more by going guidancecarecenter.org as well. And we will let you get back to a very busy day unless there's anything else to add.
Nope. Thank you so much. And please don't, be afraid to reach out for help. We're here. And the hotline and the services we have are free. If you can't pay for them, we help you anyways.
Very good. 53 plus years of helping our community. Thank you so much. And uplifting the human spirit in the Florida Keys Guidance Care Center. Maureen, have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Take care. It is Keys Talk, 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Well, let's see. We're going to double check the traffic here in just a few moments. Hopefully that's not adding to people's anxiety in the Keys, but looked okay earlier. And the weather's getting better too. So, it could always be worse. It is very cold up north, as we do know. Also, by the way, congratulations to the the state's attorney's office, Monroe County. Dennis Ward, we spoke with our state's attorney just yesterday, and he told us about a case that was pending. Murder conviction on 2 counts was handed down yesterday. That's the second successful homicide prosecution by his office and his prosecutors within the past few weeks. Justice being served, and we'll have more details on that story as well. But thank you to Dennis Ward for giving us that update yesterday as soon as it did happen. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. We'll be back in just a moment.
Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Enjoy hot and cold delicious ground coffee, always brewing, and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. And now Old Town Bakery features spinach mushroom feta quiche and ham and cheese quiche, delectable for breakfast or lunch by the slice. Get a whole quiche pie by ordering in store with 24 hours advance notice. And this Valentine's Day, pick up some sweets for your sweetheart and enjoy new cream-filled croissants with chocolate or vanilla filling and award-winning fresh baked pies, including their key lime pie, voted the best in the Keys. Pick up their unique Old Town Bakery t-shirts for a friend or yourself and give the gift of deliciousness for Valentine's Day or anytime with a gift card available for purchase in store. And their catering menu is available to make that next event memorable. Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Stop in or order online. Old Town Bakery, KeyWest.com.
Key West authentic Irish pub, dining, and rooftop lounge is Celtic Conch Public House, 528 Front Street. The Celtic Conch always features delicious Irish cuisine and tasty pub grub with more than 40 Irish whiskeys, specialty cocktails, and local drafts. Ask about their daily food specials, including kids 12 and under eat free on Wednesdays when ordering from the kids menu with adult purchase of at least $25. Limit 2 children per adult, dine-in only. Plus, the best in live entertainment. Monday, Milo plays from 5 to 8, then it's Dean Dunleavy from 8 to 11. Tuesday, it's trivia from 6 to 9, and Corey Hill is live from 6:30 to 9:30. Wednesday features Just George from 8 to 11. Thursday, Milo is back from 4 to 7, and Dave Mittenberg takes over from 8 to 11. Friday, Dean Dunleavy returns from 5 to 8, and then Milo entertains from 8 to 11. Saturday, come back for Dave Mittenberg from 5 to 8, then Just George from 8 to 11. And Sunday, it's the big game starting at 6:30. Celtic Conch Public House, 528 Front Street, Key West. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Sláinte.
This is the Community Connection Spotlight, highlighting service organizations and initiatives in our community. Brought to you by Blue Marlin Jewelry in Islamorada and Key West. Coming up February 20th through the 22nd, next season's All Charities Weekend will once again feature a fabulous Friday night wine tasting, a silent auction showcase, and a black tie gala with an exciting live auction that gets more incredible every year. For details, visit the Ocean Reef Community Foundation's website at oceanreefcommunityfoundation.org/all-charities-weekend. That's oceanreefcommunityfoundation.org/all-charities-weekend. This Community Connection Spotlight is brought to you by Blue Marlin Jewelry, saluting those organizations and individuals who serve our communities. Blue Marlin Jewelry, 81549 Old Highway, Islamorada, and now at 718 Caroline Street, Key West. Online at bluemarlinjewelry.com.
If it's happening in the Keys, you will hear about it here. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And let's see, we did have an accident being reported by the sheriff's office. It is in the Upper Keys in Islamorada. Accident with no injuries. Luckily, 82-mile marker in Islamorada. So keep that in mind if you're going through that area. Otherwise, looking fairly clear. We're going to say good morning to Christine Hurley. She's county administrator for Monroe County. Good morning, Christine.
Good morning, Michael, and your guests.
Yes, thank you so much. So you'll be flying back. You're up in the north here today. We're hearing all about Florida Keys Day, that is, which officially was yesterday, is my understanding, in Tallahassee.
Oh yeah, we're headed back today. I'm thankful for that. It's been quite chilly. One of our days was rainy and chilly, so that was a bummer. But
Mm.
we overall had, I think, a successful week. We focused very much on water quality and environmental type efforts that we're always focused on. As you know, and you've talked about many times, we annually seek $20 million for water quality projects that is shared throughout all the jurisdictions in the Keys, cities and county, based on their the merits of the actual project and what they can do for water quality. So that was a big thing we talked about. We thanked a lot of different agency folks for our past awards. I don't know if you know this, but this last year, from the previous year's $20 million, our county secured $7 million for 3 different canal restoration projects. So we were very thankful for that.
Yeah. Christine, so the land acquisition, then, of course, you're intimately familiar with land acquisition, formerly heading up that division for the county. And so we are looking for additional funding for that, for some projects too.
Yes. Unfortunately, last year, the state did not budget a lot of money in Florida Forever. And that is the source that the county has been very successful in utilizing to purchase land. And our goal, purchase as much land as we can to offset potential development rights and for conservation and affordable housing. So we've got a lot of different things we focus on. But this year, because that happened last year, we are asking for an appropriation of $2.5 million that we could use not only for conservation and affordable housing and retirement of development rights, but we're a little bit focused on purchasing the privately owned land on and around the NAS Key West Navy base. Something a little bit new. We've tried it before. We hadn't been successful in some of the programs they had. And you have to really work closely with your base on this, but we've just gone ahead and said, hey, can you set aside $2.5 million for this? And we will work on that effort as well as our normal acquisition efforts.
Interesting. And what would be the purpose of that acquisition? What's the eventual usage plans for that?
Well, I don't know if you've ever followed, but probably over a decade ago, we had, I'll say, quite courageous communication with our base. They really, really want you to eliminate conflicts to their mission.
Okay.
And the jets are very noisy, and the more development you put around a base, the more incompatibility you create. So if we focus on purchasing lands around the base, we will be accomplishing 2 things: retirement of development rights and eliminate potential conflicts with the Navy operations.
Interesting. So this is Boca Chica we're talking about?
Yes, Boca Chica.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christine Hurley, County Administrator, Monroe County, Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Of course, the House budget is not out yet, so we're not sure how we will fare, but how did you find the reception? Do you feel that we were effective in trying to impress upon legislators how important the Florida Keys are as an area of critical concern?
I really do think we were successful. The thing is, we come up so often now that most of the lawmakers and the agency staff know us really well, and they support our mission. We're lucky. Everyone loves the Keys, right? So we really feel good about the $20 million for stewardship. And you're right, the budgets are not in sync or issued completely yet, but we are hopeful that our appropriation requests will also be looked at positively.
Okay. Again, Christine Hurley, County Administrator for Monroe County, Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And you did meet with Ana Maria Rodriguez and with Representative Mooney, and others that were in attendance. I know there were a lot of meetings just even in advance of Florida Keys Day.
I think between the regular Florida Keys Day items and our own initiated meetings, I probably had about 13 different locations I could have gone to yesterday. They overlapped, so I had to pick and choose. I will mention one of the regular Keys Days items was a talk by Blaise Angolia. And he's a candidate right now for CFO. He's that position, and he's been leading the Doge effort around the state. And it was really good that we got to talk to him. There are bills proposed that would make this a permanent, ongoing effort. And we got to really face to face talk to him about how Monroe County is different than some of the other communities. For example, they're measuring what you should spend based on permanent population. And while our permanent population is around 80,000, you know how many visitors we serve. So we can't really be measured in their same formulas because of that. And he agreed, which I was so happy to hear. And he also recognizes, our property values and the challenges we have with permitting and the environment. So I was very happy that we got to sit in on that meeting and have really good discussions with him.
Okay, well, that sounds very productive. And I know that, again, meeting face to face, getting to know our policymakers and legislators is very important. And that's why Florida Keys Day and the meetings prior to are very important. Also, kind of as far as the county business goes, the Monroe County Board of County Commissioners did vote to eliminate the longstanding 299 square foot limitation for enclosed storage space below elevated homes in unincorporated Monroe County. That actually county code amendments do take effect. They took effect on the 4th. So that does open the way for a little more usage of our limited living space here in the Keys.
For sure. And what a long road that was. However, I've got to say, so proud of our staff for really working through the issues directly with FEMA. I'm very happy FEMA recognized that we changed our ways and became good players and enforcers of flood regulations. Just a reminder, the space can only be used for storage, but storage is better than no storage. So we're very happy with that accomplishment.
Yes, it was a long road. It seems like we've been talking about this for a while. It has come to fruition now as of the 4th of February. So that is good news. Also, another housekeeping item here, free tire recycling event this Saturday in Garden Glow Up. We wanted to remind people that Monroe County hosting a free tire recycling event. This is important. The Mosquito Control Board people that we talk to are very happy that this is being done. So it's safely disposal of up to 6 old passenger tires, no rims, up to 20 inches in height. That's happening on the 7th, Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon, and coming up in March and April as well at 3 transfer locations up and down the Keys. So the recycling program for the county really has been robust as well.
I'm so proud of those folks. Melody is an amazing recycling coordinator. Cheryl Sullivan, our director of solid waste. They're always looking for ways to find programs or find initiatives to encourage folks all around the Keys to comply, get rid of trash. And as this one, it has a dual purpose. It helps eliminate standing water where mosquitoes grow. So they're amazing. They're just really focused on keeping our place cleaned up, and we can't, be more thankful for that.
That is very true. Well, Christine, thank you for these updates. Anything else we should mention, though, before we let you get ready to pack up and come back south?
No, just stay warm and looking forward to spring, but I don't want to wish my life away.
Very good point. Well, we just had Maureen Dunleavy on with us from the Guidance Care Center, and we talk about not trying to foretell the future, et cetera. So we'll try to be thankful for the present. How's that? So
Exactly.
yes, please be safe in your travels. We look forward to having you back here. Thanks for all that you do for our community and our county.
And thanks to you too. Have a great day.
Thank you. Take care. Christine Hurley with us. She is County Administrator for Monroe County on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And let's see here. We had the other story here we're trying to get to, but all right. Well, my windows are not cooperating currently. There we go. So yes, as mentioned, State's Attorney Dennis Ward did give us the update as soon as it happened that yesterday a jury found Delman Washington, 48 years of age, guilty on one count of second-degree murder and a second count of tampering with evidence in the 2022 beating death of Letitia Tier House, I believe. Additionally, the jury found Washington guilty of being a prison release offender. That additional charge establishes that Washington violated the terms of probation by being found guilty of committing second-degree murder within 3 years after release from a prison sentence. Also means a mandatory life sentence. Charged for the July 2022 incident when he was accused of fatally beating his girlfriend at the time and of tampering with evidence on the scene of his Stock Island residence. So again, that case coming to a conclusion in a guilty verdict in the murder trial of Delman Washington. And of course, we were reporting just a few weeks ago on the Preston Brewer case, resulting in a guilty verdict there as well. Two high-profile cases as of late coming to conclusion. And thank you for a very complete and diligent job on behalf and being conducted by the State's Attorney's Office, Monroe County. It's Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. We will return with more Good Morning Keys in just a moment.
Good morning, dear. Breakfast almost ready.
In a minute. So did you happen to call someone about spalling repair for the house?
You know what? I knew I forgot something yesterday.
Honey, you know how important spalling repair is, especially here in the Keys. If that spalling damage gets any worse...
Don't worry. I'll call Design Center in Marathon.
When?
Today.
How about now?
Okay, dear. Now.
Design Center, the most efficient spalling contractor in the Keys, providing the fastest results. With over 40 years combined experience in spalling repair and a member of the International Concrete Repair Institute, Design Center can handle the largest jobs to small structures. They also handle quite a number of condominium and county projects. Mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair. Visit DesignCenterFL.com or call 305-735-4042. Design Center, 6677 Overseas Highway Marathon. License number CGC 1523838. Remember, mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair from Design Center.
Keys Auto Center, the Keys hometown dealership.
Hey folks, it's Love Your Ride February at Key West Chevrolet with a huge selection of the Chevy Trax with sharp looks, great features, and the kind of value that just makes sense. And with our deal match guarantee, you can shop with confidence. Come see us at Keys Auto Center on the Boulevard or keysautocenter.com, where we've got the keys.
Everything you need is here at Keys Auto Center.
The voice of Monroe County, yours. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys. Well, we do have an accident being reported in Islamorada. Luckily, no injuries. 82-mile marker on US 1. So keep that in mind if you are going through that area this morning. We're going to say good morning to Commissioner Holly Merrill Rashine with us from Monroe County. Good morning, Commissioner. How are you?
Happy Friday to you, Michael, and your listeners.
Yes, thanks so much for being here. So you and a full contingent of our representatives, delegates, etc., are in Tallahassee. Of course, Florida Keys Day was yesterday.
Yes, and what a success it was, Michael. It was again one of my favorite, personally, events of the year, and we had droves of people come up from the Keys. Anyone from there was the city of Key West was present. We had Islamorada, the city of Marathon, the Aqueduct, We had Habitat was there, like all three habitats, maybe just two. We had Moat Marine was in the house. Obviously a ton of county people. Myself, Mayor Lincoln, and Commissioner Scholl and Commissioner Cates went. As you mentioned, you already talked to our awesome administrator, Christine Hurley, who was up there in action. We had our budget director, Lisa Tennyson, our legislative affairs director. We were in full force, and it was super, super productive.
Good. And trying to impress upon our legislators and policymakers, basically the importance of the Florida Keys being an area of critical concern.
Yes. And if I could maybe just set the tone, like literally, for our work up there and our day. And you could definitely kind of feel the friction in the halls. And that was a little disappointing, but not surprising, right? You know, you've got the House and the Senate debating, maybe not getting along in the sandbox at the moment. And then, of course, you've got the governor and his priorities. So it was a very strange air, right? But good all the same. Well, and everyone, as usual, was so happy to see people from the Keys.
Well,
we
good.
We bring some positivity.
And you are very familiar with those halls of the legislature, of course, being our state representative not so long ago. You're very familiar with the process there. I'm sure that your guiding hand was very helpful for our full contingent of people representing us from the Florida Keys. But it is interesting to have you note that tension. Do you feel that tension within the legislature has increased over time?
I think so. And you have a little bit of, like, you can sense the frustration. There's folks up there that are away from their jobs, their families. They want to get down to business. They want to pass some bills. And we saw them in action. There's some progress being made. But on the big item, like the budget, you're seeing some tensions rise. And again, that's normal. It wasn't super surprising. But I do hope that our efforts up there, I know they didn't go unnoticed, and we got what we needed to get accomplished, done. And I think all in all, and I can walk you through our schedule a little bit if you want. But
yes, please.
All in all, it was so successful and so good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that you feel positive as to the results of all of the hard work that you put into this, as well as our other representatives and our policymakers, et cetera. It's Holly Merrill Rashine. She is Commissioner District 5, formerly serving 8 years in the Florida House of Representatives on our behalf, speaking to us from Tallahassee, just having concluded Florida Keys Day. And certainly I do want to hear your impression as well as your rundown of what happened over the past few days. But also I want to take a moment quickly to thank you once again for the legacy you left for all of us, which are the stewardship dollars, which are on the table once again, but hopefully will be secured. $20 million plus of critical funding. And we have you to thank for that in the Florida Keys.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. And again, that was number one priority to get passed when I was in the legislature, but it's so rewarding to see that it's still, trudging ahead, still getting funded year after year. We were in the governor's budget, in his recommendations that came out earlier. And it's looking like we're still alive in the House for sure. And then I don't anticipate any issue in the Senate. Good. So, good. And it is fun. You mentioned my tenure in Tallahassee, and it's so fun to go up there and kind of stretch my legs again and be up there. I miss it. I miss it for a hot minute. And then I'm so excited to be able to come home. So just on a personal note, but yeah, we had a jam-packed schedule. As you know, we are coming off a major effort from last year with our ROGOs. So we actually had a lot of check-ins with Department of Commerce. We also had a really good meeting with one of the chief of staffs, Cody Farrell, with the governor's office. We met with DEP, very important agency to us, regarding land acquisition. Who else? Oh, FWC. They were actually up there having a commission meeting. So it was really cool to have the full team from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission there. Let's see. Who else did we meet? Of course, we met with Senator Rodriguez and Representative Mooney. They were our gracious hosts. And so they're staying busy. There was the one, personal item that I'm working hard on is that income eligibility for the Early Learning Coalition programs.
Yes.
I think I've got that hooked up. I hope, the process is what it is. And also they're working hard and we might get it done, making the flamingo the state bird.
Hey.
So it seems trivial, it seems silly, but it's positive. It's the right thing to do. And we might get a change. So yeah, it was just neat. So the topics were very diverse, varied. There was a lot of different things we talked about earlier on the table. We've got the stewardship funds. We've got a little tweak of a bill that we're working on. But yeah, compared to last year, it's much, much quieter. And I think that, again, our issues aren't very controversial. They're special, but we work on carve outs and things like that. For us, there's that tweak to Senate Bill 180 that was a big deal. We're working on that, making sure that that's not going to be harmful to our growth regulations. It's very important.
Well,
and so again, it was so neat to see everybody in action and people kind of like, oh, why do you make the effort to go up there and the expense and all of that? But you can just kind of see us. We move around in kind of a pack, and the positive attitudes that we bring. We're advocating for the Keys. We host the Capitol. We had a wonderful happy hour up on the 22nd floor. We had shrimp and conch fritters and some fried mahi. We had beer from the Islamorada Brewing Company. It was just, again, it was chilly. The weather could have been a little bit nicer, but it's nice to get a little change and, again, get on the plane and come home. But again, I think that the effort is worth it. The feedback we get from the legislative leaders and the agency heads and things like that is always positive. I think it's noticed, right?
Yeah.
The optics of us hauling all the way up there and doing our thing. So, there was separate agendas, but all in all, our issues, no matter where we're from in the Keys, are relatively the same. And so it's good to be able to. Sorry, I'm walking around. I sound breathy. Sorry.
No, I apologize for making you multitask there.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Yeah,
no worries. So I mean, it's so worth it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I'm not sure how anybody could argue against going up, having face-to-face meetings, establishing tighter relationships, and better understanding of what our priorities are here in the Keys, because it is those legislators and policymakers who determine what funding can and will come our way. And again, we don't even have a House budget yet, so we might see the legislative session stretch on like it did again last year. But last year we had the Rogos, we had the Doge, we had all kinds of things. This year, it looks like the property tax proposals for elimination or reduction may have died on the vine from what we're hearing. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, because the governor, has stated that he's going to call a special session, which I know people aren't super excited about that. It's an election year. People want to get home, get campaigning, see their families, stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. We actually, speaking of Doge, we had a wonderful meeting with our chief financial officer, Blaise Ngolia. I served with him when I was in the House, and he really was very complimentary of us. And we actually, another presenter was the insurance commissioner, and we had from the Office of Insurance Regulation, we had a very frank conversation with him. He was very forward with us. Everybody is knowledgeable and, really understands our gripes as the Keys. And our message is like, we're so different. We need these carve outs. There's nowhere on the planet that is like the Florida Keys, the diversity that we have going on, the issues, the challenges, things like that. And you really, you feel that understanding. I don't know, it was just warmed my heart the whole time. It was just, I don't know, I'm over the moon, Michael, about the success. I don't know if everybody else feels the way I do. Maybe I'm a little biased.
Well,
but again, I think it was a huge success. I think we had Alex Rickert from the Weekly was following us around, so it'll be exciting to see what he writes about. But again, frank conversations. A lot of us had asks on the table. We made those and backed them up. So, yay!
Excellent. Well, again, I fully trust your instinct and perspective, having spent 8 years there in the halls of Tallahassee as our state representative, and now helping lead us back to Tallahassee for all of these important imperatives. It is Holly Merrill Rashine. She's our Commissioner, District 5, visiting with us on Good Morning Keys. And so there were a number of state legislative priorities put out last year for this coming year, for this current year, by the Board of County Commissioners. Looks like we've touched on pretty much all of them. The school readiness program eligibility, you mentioned that as a high priority for the board and for yourself. Wind and hurricane insurance affordability, that was addressed, looks like, as well. So a number of those priorities at least were heard, and we'll see if we can get the results we're seeking, but it sounds positive.
It does. And again, I didn't, that wasn't my earlier comments regarding the detention or so. I didn't want to, I guess I led with that, but I don't want to end on that. I do want to compliment our legislative delegation in Rep. Mooney and Senator Rodriguez. They're working their tails off to get these priorities done. And if you know a little bit about the legislative process or the political process, this is a precarious time. This is when, issues start to either live or die. Bills live or die. Bills get heard or not. You're going to see like what the real priorities are of the presiding officers, that, the House and the Senate. You're going to see people kind of draw battle lines and things like that. So I'm glad we got up there. We got our work done, and now we just kind of sit back and not just watch. Obviously, we have to continue advocating and watching the process and where everything's going to land. But I'm glad we got up there and we're able to get it done.
Wonderful. Well, if there's one takeaway, it is the legislative process is very complex. It's never assured, and sometimes even in the 11th hour, things come out of the blue that kind of make you scratch your head and wonder, where did that come from? So Representative Mooney and Senator Rodriguez have a tremendously difficult task trying to pursue and, solidify our priorities here. But you and the rest of the contingent from the Florida Keys have made our voices heard. And now hopefully we can see some of these priorities to the finish line.
Yes, agreed. And grateful for everybody making the effort up there, or, to get up there. And again, it was awesome.
Well, and I would say that we are blessed to have, and I'm going to say a biased opinion here, but we are blessed to have the Board of County Commissioners we do have, including yourself, all of whom have shown tremendous skill in leadership and are well respected statewide. Of course, our mayor, holding many statewide posts as well.
Yeah, she's president of the Florida Association of Counties.
Yep.
We're kicking butt.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it is such a blessing, just to echo your words, Michael, to have a commission that is so, we're colleagues, we're friends, we're genial. It's, obviously we don't always agree on things. That would be weird. But we have good, honest debates and discussion, and at the end of the day, we all really do want what's best for the Keys. Maybe the path is different, but I wouldn't want to serve with any other 4 different people. They're just fantastic.
Well, that is always good to hear, and it certainly continues to emphasize what my opinions are, being a casual observer from the outside. But thank you so much for your leadership and dedication and commitment to our state, to our county, our communities as well. Holly Merrill Shine with us. She's District 5 Commissioner, former state legislator, among many other accolades here, visiting with us from Tallahassee on Good Morning Keys. I know your time is very valuable, Holly. Anything else we should mention before we let you go today?
No, I'm just excited. Baseball season is kicking off, so games start next week, at least up here in the 8th grade league that Drake's in, and he aged out of little league, so now he's in the bigger league. Excited about that, and I hope everybody has a lovely, lovely weekend, and it's Super Bowl.
It is. It's going to be a big one. Well, I hope that you did get a little bit of time to visit some of your old haunts there in Tallahassee.
Yeah, I did. I did. Don't you worry.
Good. I bet you Alex was probably visiting some of those haunts.
Oh,
at
yes,
some point
yes.
too. So, yeah.
Yes, it was good to see campus too. It's just exploding.
Right.
They're Knowles.
Right. Go Knowles, indeed. Very good. Well, thank you, Commissioner, again, for all that you've done and all you continue to do. Safe travels. We will talk to you very soon.
Wonderful. Thank you, Michael.
All right. Take care. Bye now. It is Commissioner Holly Merrill Shine with us, former state legislator on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Good morning, Keys. It is now 8:52.
Hi friends, AJ King here with Kia of Key West. February is the perfect time to upgrade your drive, and the all-new redesigned 2027 Kia Telluride is raising the bar. With bold styling, a refined interior, advanced safety technology, and 3 rows of comfort, the Telluride is built for family road trips and everything the Keys can throw at you. If you're ready for an SUV that delivers capability, comfort, and confidence, this is the one. Come visit us at 2826 North Roosevelt Boulevard, or visit us at KiaofKeyWest.com. Come see why Kia and the Keys just go together.
The IRS can take your bank account. You heard me right. The IRS can take your bank account. My name is Steve Klitzner. I'm a Miami tax attorney who helps people and businesses who owe money to the IRS. There are 3 things the IRS can do to make your life miserable. They can take all the money in your bank account, they can take your wages, and they can take your passport. If you owe the IRS money, give me a call and let's work together to stop these things from happening to you. Call me at 305-682-1118 for a free confidential consultation, and we will fight to keep the IRS out of your pocketbook and out of your life. The IRS has great power, but taxpayers have great rights, and I can help you enforce them. The sooner the better. Call me today at 305-682-1118. That's 305-682-1118.
This is Allison Crean for the City of Key West, inviting you to ride the bus. Sit back and relax in a clean, comfortable, air-conditioned bus and let us do the driving. Key West Transit offers public bus service to anywhere between Key West and Marathon.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. The InventHelp data bank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Get started today.
Call us for free information at 1-800-558-5497. Again, 1-800-558-5497.
Good morning, Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys. Did have that accident earlier in the Upper Keys. Just checking quickly to see if it is still. Actually, it has been cleared, so that is good news. And we're a little chilly still here, looking at 57 degrees on our way to 66 today. Tonight, 60, actually make that 59 for your low. Tomorrow, 72. But we've had a cold trend, as we all know, and we're going to say good morning to Maria Protopsaltis with Samuel's House. Good morning to you, Maria.
Good morning, Michael.
Hi, so thanks so much for being here. Samuel's House, let's give an overview for those who may be still unfamiliar.
Samuel's House, we are a nonprofit 501c3 that was founded in October 1st, 1999, and in order to provide shelter, emergency shelter, it's also housing, and I'll circle back to that because there's different types of housing naturally. But we also provide essential services such as case management, and we assist with job placement. We also assist with applying for services that they might qualify for. And the reason why I did mention housing, because one of our facilities does provide emergency shelter to women and women with children, but we've since evolved. And in 2007, we built a second structure called Kathy's Hope that also houses women and women with children. And in 2010, we built a third facility called Casa de Meredith that actually accommodates men with children as well as families.
Wonderful.
So we've been providing these services within Monroe County for over 25 years.
It's amazing. And what it is truly a blessing. And again, the results that you garner for individuals in our community in need is so inspiring. And, I was going to dovetail, though, into your upcoming event, if we could. I think you may be one of the only people in the Keys who's been happy for this stretch of cold weather, because you and Samuel's House are responsible for the 16th annual Conch Republic Polar Plunge coming up this weekend, and is still going to be on the chilly side. Very appropriate to have this occurring at Higgs Beach coming up this Sunday, February 8th, 12 p.m. to benefit Samuel's House. So let's talk about that.
Absolutely. We're actually really excited. As you mentioned, this year is going to be a true polar plunge. So we're inviting everyone to come on out. It's $35 to register. Walk-ups are welcome. Come on out that day. But we also have links on our website. We have links on our social media. We have a DJ. There's going to be a costume contest. And we recommend getting there early, since the plunge happens at, as we say, Michael, Tobacco Noon, but get there early and you can actually, dance along with DJ Top Jimmy. You can, participate in the costume contest. You can get photos with the polar bear, who actually happens to be very photogenic and has already done some pre-event photo shots listed on our social media page. And this is one of our very fun family and community events, support from the county, the city, support from the Z Club ladies. They come out and volunteer with us. It's just a lot of fun. And, of course, Captain Jim Gillerin of Conch Republic comes and leads the charge. It's just a good time. And we want to see you all there. And I know it's going to be cold, but that's kind of part of the fun.
That is part of the fun. So the polar bear is in town, you say?
Yes, it's actually on Higgs Beach behind Salute Restaurant, in the pavilion right there behind Salute Restaurant.
No kidding. All right. Well, yes, as Maria said, get there early. We've got the crack of noon for the plunge, but there'll be things going on that morning at Higgs Beach. The Conch Republic 2026 Polar Plunge. And yes, it will be a true polar plunge this year. No doubt about it. It all benefits Samuel's House, where hope finds a home, shelter, stability, and support for women with children, and intact families across the Florida Keys. So you did have a number of sponsors and other individuals and organizations that have helped to support the plunge.
Absolutely. And I mean, there's so much more, but we do want to extend our deepest gratitude and thank each and every one of our sponsors, no matter what the level, and no matter in kind or donation. Every bit of it helps, and we really appreciate the support.
Yes, indeed. Maria Protopsaltis with us, Samuel's House on Good Morning Keys. You can find out more how to get involved with Samuel's House at samuelshouse.org. And, again, the fundraising is so imperative to continue the mission of Samuel's House. So the Polar Bear Plunge is one way that you can help come out and support Samuel's House this Sunday. Also, we have one of the biggest events of the year, the Women of Integrity, Men of Valor dinner. And during that dinner, we recognize exactly that, Women of Integrity, Men of Valor, as well as hear firsthand some of the stories of how Samuel's House directly changed the lives of individuals. It is very, very inspiring and moving, for sure, to say the least. So we do have a date for the Women of Integrity, Men of Valor dinner.
Yes, we're asking everyone to save the date. It'll be Thursday, March 26th at the beachside in the ballroom. And as you mentioned, Michael, we do recognize 10 extraordinary, both individuals and one couple. It's far beyond what they do in their profession. They're extraordinary. They help pretty much so many people and nonprofits, and it's their chance to be recognized, and it's quite beautiful. And one of the other very important parts of this, and one of the reasons it's become our signature event, is because we do have either former residents of Samuel's House or current residents of Samuel's House that are courageous enough to get up there and speak about their experiences. And it's so inspiring and moving, and one of my favorite parts. And that's actually why this is one of my favorite events.
Yes, March 26th is the date. Make sure you mark your calendar for that date. It was March 26th, right?
Yes,
Okay.
March 26th.
Okay, good. We want to make sure that people participate in that. Also, silent auction items are being sought.
Yes, we are actually, for this event, this year we are seeking sponsorships for, certain aspects of it, like the entertainment, or to support the ladies who are speaking. We've already partnered with some local groups for their outfits, because everyone likes to look nice and feel nice, especially when they're doing something this brave, like public speaking,
Yes.
which can be terrifying.
Yeah.
And we're seeking sponsorships as well as items for our silent auction. And I do want to say that we appreciate all those who have donated, all those who are going to reach out and donate. And we also want to let them know it's a great opportunity to promote their business and their services, because it's over 300 plus people that attend this event.
Yes, it is amazing. So again, March 26th, save the date, 2026 Women of Integrity, Men of Valor dinner. And even before that, this Sunday, the 8th, it is the Polar Bear Plunge. It does take place at noon at Higgs Beach, but come on down and enjoy all of the festivities. Get your pictures taken with the polar bear. Enjoy the music with DJ Top Jimmy, costume contest, raffle prizes, and more. The 2026 Polar Bear Plunge, 16th annual. So it's going to be a great weekend for it. Maria, I think we've covered the highlights, but we always encourage people to go to samuelshouse.org to learn more and to get involved ongoing. But is there anything else we should mention at this time?
We just want to remind everyone that might be going through a difficult time, and that includes the women and women with children, men with children, families. Please don't forget that we're here to serve you. We're here to serve the community. And if you have any questions, would like to reach us, our number is 305-296-0240.
Very well. Maria Protopsaltis with us. Samuel's House, again, samuelshouse.org online. Maria, thank you so much for being here. Have a terrific polar bear plunge this weekend, and we will talk to you again soon.
Thank you. We appreciate your having us on.
Absolutely. Always here to help you and support such a great cause that is Samuel's House. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too, Michael.
Thank you. Take care. Maria Protopsaltis with us. Samuel's House of Key West and the Florida Keys, samuelshouse.org online. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. We'll be joining Glenn Beck in just a moment, but I want to give a moment to remind you it's always a great time for a bakery break at Old Town Bakery. Great way to start off the weekend a little bit early. Go on to the historic location at the corner of Eaton and Grinnell, the Old Town Bakery, where you will immediately notice the wonderful smells and delectable tastes at Old Town Bakery. And it'll kind of harken back to a sweeter time when the bakery was the heart of the community and the heart of Old Town or wherever you grew up. Well, that exists still at Old Town Bakery in Old Town Key West. Pastries, brownies, cookies, wonderful fresh baked breads that they make into sandwiches for breakfast or for lunch. Quiche also now available. A couple of different varieties, ham and cheese quiche and the spinach and feta version. Both are wonderful. You can get a whole pie, order that with 24 hours advance notice at the bakery, and they'll have that ready for you the next day, or pick up a slice for breakfast or lunch Everything is fresh baked. They start baking at 1 a.m. just for you each and every morning. Fresh brewed coffee as well. Get a whole platter of sandwiches for your office or next get together, and you can order that in advance by going to oldtownbakerykeywest.com or skip the line for pickup or delivery and go to oldtownbakerykeywest.com. Make sure you take your dog when you visit, and they will get a bacon treat. Always popular with the canines as well. It's Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And we're going to join Glenn Beck here momentarily. Clay and Buck at noon, Sean Hannity at 3, Mark Levin at 6. Don't forget Drew Steele, Florida's Voice. He's at 5 o'clock. 9 o'clock, Jesse Kelly. Coast to Coast AM overnight. AUC with Dr. B live tomorrow at 9. We always have breaking news as soon as it happens. Local, state, national news updated at least every half hour. Weather around the clock. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Thank you for listening.